And I've used Blogger to keep all of my information and work in an organised and neat way. It meant that everything was kept ordered and neat, which made it easier to find things, and it was a better way of presenting my work. I also used SurveyMonkey, which I used to create a survey in order to find out the views of my target audience, to ensure that I made a music magazine that included what they preferred. This was also a good way to keep answers clear and orderly, and it was an easier way to get the survey answered and to find out what I needed. To present ideas and information about my target audience in a clear and appealing way, I used Prezi, which meant that I could quickly be reminded of information about my target audience, and I was also able to present it in an interesting and appealing way. To create the pages for the music magazine, I used Publisher. It was a good way to keep things together, and it was easy to use and nice and simple to create the pages. In the editing of my photos, I used Adobe Fireworks. I specifically used the Magic Wand tool, which I used to select around the figure so I could take her out of the original scene and place her on a blank background to make her stand out more. I also used Adobe Photoshop to edit the images of my model to ensure that I got the best standard of image I could and make her stand out and appear better to the target audience. These both meant that I gave the music magazine a more professional look. To get a professional looking font, I used a website called thefont.com, which let you get different fonts that were more interesting and appealing to the viewer. I then changed the colour of the text using the tools that we had in Publisher. This meant that I had more interesting fonts to appeal to the target audience in order for them to want to buy the music magazine. I used Windows Live Movie Maker to create an audio and visual way of presenting certain pieces of work, like these evaluation questions, in a more appealing way, and to ensure that it was presented in a more interesting way and to show off the technological capabilities that I have developed through this construction of my media product.